Purple Robe here, and today I'm going to be reviewing Top Gun Maverick, the sequel to 1986's Tom Cruise Navy jet pilot action flick. Going to give you a brief, mostly spoiler-free synopsis of the plot, and then let you know what I thought of it. I was about 14 when the original Top Gun came out, and vividly remember singing You Lost That Lovin' Feeling with my buddy to the girl that I had a crush on in high school in the middle of a crowded hall. I crashed and burned worse than Cruise did in the movie, but at least can take consolation in knowing my singing was way better than his.
You never close your eyes anymore when I kiss your lips.
Flash forward 35 years, and while everyone else has progressed in his respective career, except for me, a lowly YouTuber, and Tom Cruise's Pete Maverick Mitchell, who has avoided promotion so he can keep flying, and is still just a captain, currently testing prototype speed jets for the Navy and hot-dogging as he's always done his entire life. After pissing off his superiors for the umpteenth time, the Navy is ready to dishonorably discharge him when the orders come down from his oldest friend and rival, Tom Iceman Kazansky, now an admiral, that he's needed for the most deadly mission into enemy territory yet. The only catch is, he's not flying the mission, but training the new young hotshots who will be, including the son of his former Rio, Goose, who died in the first movie. Maverick has never gotten over the guilt he feels about Goose's death, and has done everything he can to be overly protective of Goose's son, Rooster, which has caused a lot of resentment from the younger pilot. Now, with what amounts to a suicide mission before them, tensions fly even higher. And that's the plot. It's pretty simplistic, really, just like the first one. Train up a bunch of hotshot pilots as they work out issues between themselves, and then slowly learn how to work as a team while dealing with Maverick's inner turmoil and culminating in an awesome flight battle scene. And, just like the first one, Mav's conflicts are balanced with a love interest. Kelly McGillis, who was Maverick's instructor, played the role perfectly in the first one, and the exquisite and ageless Jennifer Connelly takes on the mantle in the sequel. Hey, if the formula worked so well the first time, why mess with it, right? But does it work this time? Well, for the most part, yeah. I don't recall the complimentary characters in the first one being so cardboard and over-the-top cheesy, especially in their dialogue. But aside from that, the film hits all the notes you want in a movie like this. There are a couple of laughs. There are some nice one-liner cut-downs. You got Maverick repeatedly pissing off his superiors while trying to get his young hotshot pilots to learn to work as a team, as well as teaching them how to do some dangerous piloting techniques for the mission. The nostalgia of the first film is pretty thick, from flashback sequences of the death of Goose to a really well-done cameo from Val Kilmer reprising his role as Iceman. They do a solid job of working his health issues into the plot. All in all, the first two acts are an hour and a half of reminiscing. Not much is really going on. Fortunately, you've got Tom Cruise and Miles Teller, and between the charisma of the two, it really carries the story. Cruise hops right back into his character from 35 years ago as if he never stopped playing him, and Teller shows more and more with each film that he has the ability to be a leading man in all sorts of genres. New addition Jennifer Connelly is always enjoyable to watch, and there's something incredibly likable about Lewis Pullman that strikes me in every role I've ever seen him play in, though this one is an entirely forgettable part. He reminds me of his dad, Bill Pullman. I mean, there was something, anytime Bill Pullman was in a movie, it was just like, okay, whether the movie's good or not, he's awesome. Finally, we get to what we all really came to see as the last half hour is devoted to undertaking the deadly mission. I mean, the film work was great. The editing, very exciting. I read somewhere that there was not only no CGI, but they really filmed the actors in these supersonic jets, which gave the whole sequence that extra jolt of realism necessary to really take it up a notch. Did it subvert expectations? Was the end shocking? Did it make me think, wow, that was great? Did I leave the film all jacked up and energized like I did after seeing the first one? Nah. But that could be because I'm 35 years older and it takes a lot more to impress me these days. I don't know. In the end, this movie wasn't bad. It wasn't great. As a sequel to Top Gun, I do think it worked for the most part, but I doubt I'll be thinking about it fondly in 35 years from now like I do with the original. Well, that's it for this flick. Purple Robe, out.